Welcome back to the small kitchen of the glory. I'm going to make some cinnamon rolls today. I've been meaning to say this, but I keep forgetting. It works with my schedule to do these videos on a Tuesday upload, but if you guys prefer Monday, leave it in the comments and let me know. But let's roll through some ingredients for cinnamon rolls. Some of this has been sitting out for a while, so it's nice and soft. We have a third cup, well, we're throwing it everywhere, plus a little bit brown sugar. I have a third cup, I can't say words. A third cup plus 2 tablespoons of white sugar. That's 2 for the yeasties and a third cup for the dough. All right, we have a whole bunch of butter and cream cheese. 2 tablespoons of butter for the frosting. What's this one? Cream cheese for the frosting / icing. What do we got in this one? 2, 3, I think I mixed these up. You know what, we might put it back on the scale. One of these is for the dough, one is not. This one is like 4 tablespoons. I put that 4 to 5. I use quite a bit in the filling. Okay? We have 180 grams of milk. The original recipe, which is down in the description, said to use 180 milliliters. It's always too runny. The dough is too soft. It's too hydrated, so I don't do that. We got 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeasties. We got 360 grams of flour. The original recipe was 344. Do what you want with that. Again, recipe down in the doop down there. And cinnamon. Where's the cinnamon? There's going to be cinnamon. Oh boy. Oh, and I still got the glove on because I cut my finger. Oh, an egg. There's 1 egg. Uno eggo. And I found the cinnamon. I'm actually going to do the cinnamon first. I'm going to put a tablespoon of this into my brown sugar for my filling. I'm actually going to have to buy more cinnamon. I've made these a couple times. The first time was really good. I use a heaper. I got to feel this with the other hand so I can see how much is actually there. Yeah, a nice big fat. A big fat one. And I'll just mix that up with a fork later. Just gently mix it. But I made this before. The first time turned out really good. The second time I forgot to turn off my oven because I usually preheat it at 250 for a minute to get it warm in there for the rise. Forgot to turn it off. So I cooked them at 250 for like 10 minutes. And the yeasties died and then they went flat and I pretty much made cinnamon roll bread cookies. Still tasted fine, but not very delicious. Not a cinnamon roll. Not by a long shot. Oh man, that smells so good. Brown sugar and cinnamon together. Let's go, baby. This will be our filling for the cinnamon that will be rolled. We're just going to set this aside. And everything else, actually. Let's make some dough. So I have my milk here, my 180 grams. We're going to pop that in the mixing bowl. We're going to put 2 of the tablespoons of white sugar in there. Just like so. Not going to mix anything up yet. That was loud. Hello. Now I'm going to do 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeasties. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that beautiful. Not handling. This doesn't have to be perfect. More yeast, more better. We got 2. This is a half. Shuckles. 2 1/4. There's some big quarters. Some big old fat quarters. I gotta whisk this all up and let her sit for some minutes. I am a very aggressive whisker. Very aggressive whisker. Makes me feel like I'm doing something. And we let her sit. We got our beautiful yeasty milk ready. I like to start off with the silicone paddle pipe attachment. You don't have to, but it does seem to work better to actually get your dough started. Normally I use my boober to pour stuff in, but we're just gonna wing it today. I'm gonna turn that on, lift it up this time, get an egg in there. That thumping is the silicone scraping on the edge. We're gonna crank this up nice and good. Hopefully we don't make a mess. Good. We're gonna throw in our 3 tablespoons of butter and just let that start to chop it up. Chop it up. I'm gonna put her on speed 2 and start to throw in a little bit of flour. I'm going to do about, probably 1.5 cups and just let her mix. Let it get hydrated and mix up. That's probably more than 1.5 cups. No, we're going to put her all in. We're going to put her all in there and make it work. Make it work. Boom. We're going to let this mix for a little bit. Once she gets thick, we're going to switch the dough hook and let her knead. We just want to get the first mix going with this. Look at that. Look at that working. You can put salt in this, but I'm using salted butter, so I don't really need that much. All right, let's crank her up. She's getting hard. She's getting hard. All right, let's turn that off. Let's drop her down and get ready to switch to the hook. Let it do some proper kneading. This should all mostly just fall off. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty little dough in there. I know this is too close for the camera, but I got a big mixer right there. All right, that's better. You can see that beautiful dough. Put that in. Grab our hook. Put the hook on. We're just going to knead this for, I don't know, 5 minutes until it gets nice and smooth and doughy. All right, 5 minutes. We got a beautiful, drop it like it's hot. I almost didn't say it. Beautiful kneaded up dough here. Oh, all right. It wouldn't be smoke in the kitchen without a disaster. Oh yeah, this is a nice, I like the texture of this dough. Spongy, beautiful. All right, let's get the stuff out of the way. This right here is the bowl I had my flour in. I'm just gonna very lightly grease it. Just give it a little bit of grease. Get that grease on my hands too. Just avocado oil here. Boom! We need to scoop this dough out. Nice and beautiful like that. You see how it all just comes out? Comes out like a beautiful little baby dough. Look at that. I'm juggling dough. Oh, I just touched the camera. The camera's probably dirty. We'll fix that later. This is nice dough. First few times I made this way too soft. This is perfect for what I'm looking for. I feel like the dough in cinnamon roll, it should be a little bit dry and a little bit terry, like almost like strands of dough. And this is going to give me that. But we got to let this rest for 15 minutes. Not a rise, just a rest. It's because you want the gluten structures in this to relax, and that'll let me flatten it out so I can roll it, because cinnamon rolls are rolled. So I'll pop a lid on this, and we'll be back in 15. This is so simple. We're almost done already. I gave my counter a nice light dry wipe. And now I'm just going to sprinkle some flour on it, because, well, quite a bit of flour. Nothing worse than your cinnamon roll dough sticking to the counter when you're trying to do the roll. So I like to go with more flour, more better, just to make sure that we're not going to have any stickage issues. Issues. I guess I said it right. I don't know. So I got, oh, I almost dropped it. I got my, I think there's flour in there. I'm dying. I got my rested dough. I'm going to flip this out. Get her in my hand. We're done with that bowl now. And we're gonna wanna, you hear that? You hear that air in there? The yeasties are already doing work. Now, we just wanna get this flattened out. I don't know, 9 by 15, 8 by 14. I have a rolling pin here, just to make my life a little bit easier. This part really does not have to be perfect. You just wanna get her kinda nice and rolled out. And we're going to spread butter on this and then cinnamon brown sugar. I'm just flattening this out with my hand the rest of the way. Again, this part does not have to be perfect. My edges are pretty darn good though. And because this is so floured up, I can just pick her up and move it. The flour is going to make beautiful little strands in there. Get her nice and flat. I'm going to try and square up these edges, the corners just a little bit more. Just so we get a more even roll. Just like so. Look at that. Look at that beautiful baby. All right, let's spread butter. I'm fully aware if you have eyeballs, which some people watching this may. It'd be easier for you to probably just plop this on there and then go about spreading it with the spreader. I do not have good eyeballs. So I can spread it, but then I gotta feel it with my hand otherwise. It's easier just to go ahead and give it the old hand spread. I'm just going to grab some butter and move that around. Just get it as even as we can. Just make sure we're out to all the edges. Because butter is good and more butter is better. Doctor's orders. I know I could just use my blue hand, my gloved hand, but I'm not left-handed. I can't even use my left hand. If you watch any video, I don't do anything with my left hand because it sucks. It's just there so I don't walk in circles sometimes. It's just a counterbalance. There we go. Look at that. We're nice and buttered. I'm going to get this all the way over to the edges. Oh, yeah. Look at that beautiful buttery baby. Buttery baby. Oh, yeah. All right. I should probably There we go. That's beautiful. Now I'm purposely not going to wash my hands here because I want to get all the butter right into this. Just going to break up the sugar again with the fork, or sugar, the brown sugar with the fork and the cinnamon, and just, it's a little bit clumpy. That's okay. I'm just going to dump this right onto there, just like so. Get it all out. I'm just going to use my hands to just spread this along our bread. Oh man, that smells good. Of course I'm going to lose some off the edge. There's no way around that. It just is what it is. We just want to make sure we get a pretty decent spread. If you have any loose pieces, just push them out and just kind of push them back down into the dough and the butter so that butter can hold it. I'm going to go ahead and stretch this out here and pinch it so we get a nice better edge. I just want to push this down into the dough so that that butter, cinnamon, brown sugar, it all becomes one. Oh, that was ungood. We got a little bit too aggressive. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Yeah. All right. Now I'm going to grab a top here. I'm going to roll it up. I want my first roll to be pretty small. So I want it to be pretty tight. And then I'm just going to use my hands and just roll her down. Just like so. We got a nice big fat log. Pick that up and slap her there. Look at that. Look at that beautiful log. Now we're going to cut this and make it into cinnamon rolls. Could it be easier than that? Could it be easier? Maybe, but I don't know how. I'm going to spray just a little bit of avocado oil here in the bottom and edges. Spray it on my hand and rub it on the edges on my glove. Look at that. This is a professional kitchen. A professional sanitary kitchen. I just want to rub this stuff all around in the bottom. There we go. Just to give it a little bit of slipperiness when these are rising in the oven. I'm going to grab my bench scraper and run my fingers along it, my gloved fingers, just to oil it a smidge. And the way I cut these, I do 2 fingers. So if I slide this over so it's better in the camera, kind of pinch up that end. 2 finger. Find this, it had flour on it, it's fine. Just push it down. And once I cut it, I'm going to make sure it's rolled up okay. We're just going to pop it in the pan. 2 fingers, cut. Just kind of re-level it back out with my hand. I only want about 1 finger in between these. They're going to rise into one another and touch, but in my professional experience, that actually works out better. It's like biscuits. You want your biscuits to touch so they rise up. Yeah, it makes it a little bit harder to get them out of the pan when it's all said and done, but it makes it a little bit more tall and poofy. And tall and poofy is really nice. See, that one just kind of tried to separate, so I just kind of squeeze her back together. And when these all rise, it won't matter because they're all gonna become one with one another. Look at that. Look at how quick this is. Look at how quick and easy this is. Just snip a piece off, pop her down. I mean, look at this. We're just blowing through it. There isn't even a cut here. I probably will because it's gonna get really tedious after a little bit. Do we have 4 more in there? Maybe we might have 1 extra. We might just make a tall boy. Let's go with a 3 finger. 1 big tall fat boy. Another. Look at how quick this is. Look how quick this is. Just chop and going, chop and going. Let's cut that one right there. Put him right there. We're going to stuff this extra end piece in. It's going to be our weird shaped one. We're going to put him weird side down. Where can we stuff him? Right in there? Sure. We had 1 extra because I rolled it out a little bit too big. All right. Now I'm going to preheat my oven at 250 for just a couple minutes here. And we're going to get that oven nice and warm so we have a nice rising condition for these. Then we just let them rise for an hour until they get puffy. And then we'll bake them. I mean, do you realize how easy this was? There's flour everywhere. That's not good. But everything else, beautiful. Okay, we have about an hour and 15 minutes to rise, and we're going to look at it all for the first time. Whew. Oh, those are nice big puffy daddies. Those are nice big puffy. Look at these guys over there. They puffed up so good. Like I said, they're going to touch together, especially since I put an extra one in. But what's great about this is the butter is pushing up through the top, so as it cooks, it's going to drench them. Oh, that's going to be tasty. All right, we cooked these at 375 for about 20 minutes. Or internal temp of 190. Simple as can be. 20 minutes. 375. Now we're gonna do our frosting slash icing. Couldn't get easier than this. If you've ever made cream cheese frosting, it's just that. Just some butter in a bowl, cream cheese in a bowl, mix her all up. Vanilla. I couldn't tell how much that was, but I'm sure it was enough. Mix this in. I got about 85 grams of powdered sugar right here. I don't know how much that is. Google it. Dump that in. I do the old smoke special. Mix it up with the mixer, not turned on yet, just to get everything wet. Make sure it's not going to weaponize. And then start mixing her up. And then just like that, you can just, if you want to see if it's done, stick your finger in there. Oh, that's good. Oh man, you can't go wrong with cream cheese frosting. We'll put these on after they're cooled off, the cinnamon rolls, that is. And then you can lick this. Boom. I tinted this bad boy at about 15, just to make sure the top didn't get too, let's get rid of these, so that the top didn't get too hot. Let's look at, oh, look at the beautiful separation on those sexy mommies. Those feel done. I don't really care about this. Oh my God, they're so soft. They're slightly bubbling. We want about 190. Yeah, that's close enough. We're just gonna let these sit on the cooling rack. What we're gonna do is we're gonna ice them up with this bad boy. And then we're gonna put one in Sarah's face. Whoops. We're gonna stuff one. Wait, we need to, oh crap. Yeah, just like that, so it's on there even. We're gonna stuff one in Sarah's face and see if she likes it. That is a beautiful pan of cinnamon rolls. Look at those sexy babies. Once they're cool, I'm gonna put this on. The recipe said to put it on hot. I don't like that. I like to have like the nice texture of the icing, cream cheese, frosting, whatever the hell you're supposed to call it, frosting, I guess, on top. So I like to wait for them to cool off and then slap it on. But yeah, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let's see if Sarah likes the cinnamon rolls.
Let's see if this tastes good. I love cinnamon rolls. This is one of my favorite pastries. Oh, let's see. Oh God, I made a mess on my hand. Okay. This tastes so good. It's just, it's sweet but not too sweet, and it's really soft and fluffy. It just melts in my mouth. I love it. The cinnamon flavor is just right. It's not too overpowering, and it's not too light as well. It's really good. And the frosting. I have a second bite. The frosting is not too sweet. It's just right. It's creamy, smooth, like you could taste the butter. It's so good. Anyway, that's all for today. I'm gonna eat this and probably I'm gonna have another one. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye. Ta-ta.